I am pleased to have you return to my Coin Lady channel. It appears that the plan behind XRP, with the SEC complaint, has just been confirmed by Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple. Now, this is from Empower, and before we get into it, there is a lot to cover regarding the inquiry into the SEC. We'll analyze the true situation surrounding XRP in relation to the SEC lawsuit, and have a detailed discussion about this. Jason Foster, the man behind Empower Oversight, actually made a major statement in the past day or two. Here we have it now. Finally, we have the SEC Inspector General's Crypto Conflicts Report, which centers on William Hinman. The OIG, unsurprisingly, did not clear him on the narrow question of whether he committed a crime. In a broader sense, there are whitewashing, debates, disputes, XRP and Ether, selective enforcement. The investigative report from December 9, 2017 is here. Here we have the full study, and what we really need to pay attention to is the executive summary, which states that we have received a formal complaint from Empower Oversight, who state that William Hinman, a former director of the Division of Corporation Finance, violated directives from the Office of the Ethics Council regarding his continuing financial relationships and dealings with his former law firm, Simpson Thacher and Bartlett LLP. Specifically, Empower Oversight claims that in his June 14, 2018 speech at Yahoo Finance's All Market Summit Crypto, Hinman failed to disclose a direct financial interest in STB, a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. Speaking at Yahoo, he argued that the cryptocurrency Ether did not constitute a security. While employed with the SEC, Hinman had various encounters with STB, including referring a business possibility to them. Hinman informed OEC of his financial interest in STB when he was onboarding at the SEC, and he followed the procedures outlined by the SEC's ethics officials to eliminate or reduce any conflicts of interest. Furthermore, we determined that although Hinman did refer a recruiter to an STB partner in response to his question, this did not constitute a violation of the ethics regulations or the instructions he had received from OEC regarding his duty to abstain from any business dealings with STB. In addition, Hinman did not break any ethical guidelines or rules in his several interactions with STB. Our investigation into Hinman's preparation and delivery of the Yahoo speech led us to the conclusion that he acted ethically. Lastly, we could not find any proof that Hinman's remarks about Ether in his Yahoo address were made for his own financial benefit, or had a direct and foreseeable impact on his financial interests at the time. Why is this so funny? Now, Jason continued by saying that it's not surprising that the OIG didn't seek prosecution, because he denied knowing about his former employer's Ethereum Alliance membership. However, he does think that this decision gave the impression of a lack of impartiality. How the OIG could have disregarded that is perplexing. Yes, this is somewhat bizarre, but at least we know now that these responsibilities require more stringent enforcement. No official, particularly an Inspector General, has the authority to dismiss or downplay concerns about the appearance of bias or role. Guard dogs, not poodles, are what we need. The latter is part of the SEC government's history. Plus, this is completely absurd, you know. A great deal of fraud was perpetrated, which is already known to us. From about 2018 through 2020 and into 2021 and beyond, and so on, there's a ton of manipulation going on in this area. However, we do have something from Eleanor Tourette even here, since she also reposted this. You are aware of what she said. To sum up, the SEC Inspector General found that he did not break any regulations regarding internal ethics or criminal conflicts of interest while serving in that agency. You know, there's been a ton of stuff said about this, and I do have that post up here if you're interested in seeing how crypto law dealt with it. It is worth noting that the SecGov OIG has stated that Hinman's 2018 statement stating that Ethereum was not a security would not constitute a conflict of interest, regardless of whether he had a direct financial stake in Ethereum. This was a complete and utter farce. The reason behind that is that, you know, I find this whole thing to be just absurd. What impact that speech has on Ethereum is already well known. It paved the way for widespread adoption of Ethereum by large corporations and financial institutions like JP Morgan. For the simple reason that many are unaware that JP Morgan has developed a service that is based on blockchain technology within the Ethereum private network. It is crucial to consider the speech's impact on Ethereum's acceptance and the significant advancements the platform made after 2018 as a result. Totally bonkers. If you want proof that this speech was effective, all you have to do is look at Ethereum's performance since 2018. We have a major conflict of interest here, and it's likely that nothing will come of it. Now, onto today's actual news, brought to you by Brad Garthinghouse. It is a pleasure to be back on the show with Liz Clavin today to continue our discussion about Ripple's, the historic purchase of Prime Broker, Secret Road, and the implications for the whole cryptocurrency market. Now that the United States is under new leadership that is more committed to innovation, the crypto market is entering a new phase with real institutional flows and integration with decentralized finance, leaving behind the sex attack on crypto. I want to clarify that I am not merely stating that this is a minor issue. No, I believe it is important for everyone to know about the potential conflict of interest. The manipulation and deception that was occurring around the SEC from, well, about a year ago should be known by everyone, in my opinion. This covers the entire period of Gary's reign, which begins in 2018 and continues through, I guess, 2021 or 2022. For the past 6 or 7 years, the SEC has essentially been a laughingstock. Your time spent viewing my video is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching my channel and for subscribing. I'll see you later.